Hi guys, welcome back. Day 3 on mandatory lockdown, and we're doing okay. My daughter woke up actually last night with a little bit of a sore throat, but just because you have a cold doesn't mean you have corona. There's no fever in the house. Um, I think my father's getting a little stir crazy in the house, not being able to do anything. He's also worried about other family members, not just us, my other siblings too, which, he's, by now he's got over 20 grandchildren. He's got a lot. He's got great grandchildren. So, this picture is one that I've been working on forever. I swear to God, I don't think I'm ever going to finish it, but I really want to. And it comes out of Summer Nights by Hannah Karlzon. I'm doing a faded blue background, and we were talking about backgrounds the other day and getting it smooth, so I wanted to give you some tips. Now, I'm on first layer, obviously, with the background, and I'm just laying down where my colors and my lights and my darks are going to be. Now, where my brain is at now, I'm going to take the outsides dark and bring it into a lighter center, just to give a highlight on the frog. Now, I know some of these areas in here are darker now, but they won't look that dark when it's done. It's just because it's contrasting against the white. Eventually, what I'm going to have on this page is I'm going to have indigo blue and maybe some black. So it's really going to be very light in the middle and dark on the outside. I've worked on this picture a little bit for like 2 weeks now, every day. Just trying to get it right, and sometimes that's what you do. You just keep plugging along. And I used a variety of greens for the frog and for the grass, and I've got some jewels in here. So this is the progress that I've made on it. Remember, this is first layer. After about 3 layers, and I'm starting to get into the upper limits of what a coloring book can take, I will use a blending pen on it. Remember, you can't use blending pens until you've got several layers on it. It goes the same thing for mineral spirits. You need something to be able to blend. Doesn't work with one layer, or it doesn't work well. You can like smear it and then it just doesn't do the same. And I'm going to just bounce back and forth from my darker blues. Here's cerulean blue. And I'm working with here some violet blue. And as I said, eventually the outsides are going to be indigo. And I'm going to be using a lot of cloud blue and powder blue towards the center. Down here is going to be a little darker. Up here it's going to be much lighter, and we'll just see how that turns out. Now, there's a reason why I was doing this page, and I will show you in just a second. Meet the new members of our family. We've got Aiko right here, and she's the larger of the two, and the foot in the back, well, actually that one's Bean. The big one right there is Bean, and that's Aiko. And they're two what I thought was dwarfed African frogs, and I think they were mislabeled, and they are African clawed. I'm still not sure because they're small, but they're growing way too fast to be African dwarf. And that's a big difference. Eventually, if these are clawed frogs, I'm going to have to get them a way bigger tank. Dwarfed African frogs can live in this. They're eating a shrimp. I threw in a piece of krill, and they've been tossing it back and forth to each other all morning. And in here, it's Hoover, and Hoover is over here, is one of our frogs. I mean, one of our frogs. Another one of our snails. The snails are fantastic for getting the algae off the glass and keeping a tank balanced. And these are a little bit different than regular tanks because they're so small, they have to be really balanced, and they have live plants. So, aren't they cute? I'm just hoping they stay small. I do not want an African clawed frog. They're cute. They look like kind of like big versions of these, except they tear a tank apart. You can't really keep live plants in there. They tear. I had them when I was younger, and seriously, they make a mess. But they're still cute, so these are either babies. I'm suspicious. They shouldn't be growing this fast. But then again, you should see Mina. She's huge. And she's gonna be big. She's not even 8 months old, and she's absolutely full grown size and getting bigger. So, I mean, yesterday I showed you my other tank. This is called Frog Bit. You put it on the top of the tank, it grows really quickly, and it sucks the gook and muck out of the tank. And those are Mamismo balls right there, those furry little things. That's moss, and that also sucks nutrients out of the water, keeping the water clean. I do have a filter, a small one, in here, and that's mostly for circulation. So that's tank number 2, and that's why I was doing the frogs. There's a good shot of them. It's getting harder to tell who's Ico and who's Bean because of their growing. Ico used to be so tiny. That's Bean. Bean always has a big belly. And she's female. The males are smaller. They don't come out of the water. And all my tanks are named. This is Brooklyn. Then I have Manhattan and Coney Island over here, and then we have Jones Beach down here. One of the guppies is so pregnant. She looks like she's probably going to pop today. She's that big. And she's showing signs. The back end is getting very dark, and they do that right before they give birth. But I tested my water parameters today, and all my tanks are good. Then I have 2 more things over here. I have some shrimp in there. This is a grow tank for hairgrass, and down here I have this is baby tears. Yeah, baby tears that I'm doing a grow start on it. A dry start on it. And in Manhattan, I have no fish, just plants in Manhattan. And I have one snail, and it's an assassin snail. My father bought it. He didn't know it was an assassin snail. Assassin snails kill other snails. So I can't really put this assassin in with my other tank, so it got put in here. I don't even know where he is. I saw him before. He looks like a gigantic piece of poop. I hate to laugh about that, but yeah, that's what he looks like. I don't know. I don't see where he... I think he's through there in like a... Yeah, I see him moving around. I'm not going to be able to film him where he is. And in Coney Island, I have some babies. Those are the baby mollies. I took 2 at birth and separated them out. And I put 1 in here, 2 in here. And they've been together since birth, just the 2 of them. And that's some grasses and some mosses. Some rock in there. You have another snail. So I'm back to my coloring. I'm in my kitchen right now. I usually color in my craft room, but it's getting a little crowded on my desk. I have to clean my desk. But I've started hearing in text from some people, which I'm really glad about. Glad I could be there. It's pretty dull around here. I mean, there's just so much cleaning you can do. After I color, I'm gonna bake some bread. Maybe I'll do a fast version of the bread that I'm doing. That might be a nice thing for you guys to see. Okay, so I'm gonna film the baking of the bread instead of this. You guys have seen me work on this. There's nothing special until I get to the next layer and I start bringing things in. So you're gonna have to use your imagination on the bottom layer. Nobody watches bottom layer anyway. There's not much to show on it. Oh, there is something I can tell you about the bottom layer. It's a little starky here where I stopped, and I may have regret that at the end, just in case. But when you want to get something smooth, you're going to want to make it jaggedy, not straight. Now, I did do it straight over here, which was probably stupid of me, because what's going to happen is I'm going to get a line. But hopefully I'll be able to work that line out. And you just don't want to go straight. So when I do my next layer, it'll kind of blend in together without forming that line.